Hey Dave, my name is Jennifer Dixon. I own Thrive Yoga and Wellness located in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I have been running this studio since June of 2016. It was formerly Yoga East. It's been in Chattanooga since 2010. I took it over after the previous owner was tired, and each year we were so lucky and blessed. We exceeded all of my growth expectations, with 2019 being the best year on record, with I believe it was a 45% increase year over year. And then COVID happened. We were shut down on March 17th, excuse me. Actually, there was a class going on when the mayor announced that we had to be closed down. Luckily, I knew that this was coming, and so what I had been doing for the 2 weeks prior to the shutdown, I had implemented changes with the studio, started live streaming all of the classes via Zoom. I had taught all of the teachers how to host the classes on Zoom. So luckily, we didn't miss any time with the shutdown and teaching the teachers how to stream their classes. And for the first couple of weeks, it was okay because everything was shut down. We ended up only losing maybe 10% of our members within the first few weeks of the shutdown, which was a godsend. And I know it was because we were prepped. However, on April 12th, that was Easter, April 12th on Sunday night, in between the Sunday night and Monday morning, we were hit with a class 3 or class 4, EF 3 to 4 tornado. In fact, it was such a bad tornado. I'm going to turn the camera around. It touched down in the parking lot right out front of my building. As you can see here, that used to be a barbecue restaurant and another retail store and 2 other retail stores. This was a advanced auto parts store. It was completely destroyed in the tornado. And here it is, what is this, 8 months later, it's only now almost getting rebuilt. It's not quite rebuilt. That tornado literally touched down right in front of the building. The tornado, of course, shut us down. We were able to open up the end of July. I believe July 24th was when here it was before the pandemic. We were at, we had about 85 monthly members, not including the class pass holders, teacher trainees, and things like that. As it currently stands, we're about 17 monthly members. We are operating with about 25, if it's a good month, up to 28% of what we were pre-COVID levels. That's still about 50% less than we were before we'd had that really good year in 2019. Between the tornado and COVID, it has hit us very. I give you a tour of the studio. I'm really proud of it. We moved into the studio in Labor Day weekend of 2018. We actually were 2 doors down in a space that was about 1,000 square feet less. 2016, 2017, like I said, we kept growing, so we needed more space. So we took over this space at the end of 2018, and 2019 started filling it. And now we have this big, beautiful studio. And unfortunately, I need your help to keep it. So here's where you would come in. Here's our lobby, front lobby area. We're still a little bit decorated for the holidays. We do sell some retail yoga clothes, yoga accessories, and things like that. And what happened when we moved here is we also had the capacity to have other wellness practitioners. We had an esthetician and a massage therapist. The esthetician has since closed her doors because of the pandemic, so that room is no longer being utilized. The massage therapist had to take on another job, so she is no longer being a massage therapist full-time. She's just doing it part-time. So her business has been hurt a lot, which definitely impacts. Prior to taking over Thrive Yoga and Wellness, I was in corporate America. I actually started out fairly young in the energy industry. And as a young 19-year-old, I started, instead of taking home the salary, I put every bit, I maxed out all of my investments into my 401k because I wanted to make sure that I had a retirement, something that I could live on and not worry once I knew work wouldn't happen. Thank God I did, because 12 weeks after coming back to work from having my first child back in 2015, I was laid off from my corporate America job. It was a very, very lucrative job. I didn't think that I could do something outside of the energy industry. And here I was laid off as a brand new mama. Ironically, my husband had been laid off from a completely separate industry 2 days beforehand. So we found ourselves both unemployed, both 12 hours away from home. I was laid off on Halloween 2015. And we moved home the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving that same year. We just moved away from Philly and moved back here to Chattanooga. And I was unemployed, looking for jobs. I applied on so many jobs in the energy industry, and none of them worked out, which is when I found the studio. And although we didn't have the money to buy the studio, what we ended up doing is I dipped into that retirement money that I had been putting away religiously since I was 19. And I took all of my retirement money and put it into a special, it's called a rollover for business startup. It's a special investment rollover fund for your 401k. And I used all of my retirement to help buy the studio in 2006. You might want to see our yoga and Pilates studio, so follow me. So we have 2 rooms. One is a yoga room. It's a little bit bigger. It can fit without the social distancing requirements. We can fit about 20 people, 21 people. We're mat to mat. Right now, with social distancing requirements, we're limiting it to 9 people plus a teacher, so 10 people. So you can tell it really does limit the amount of people that we can get into the studio. We spent a lot of money trying to provide a safe environment for everyone, including the nice soft floors. And then something else that we started implementing, especially with the pandemic, is I bought 3 UV and ozone generators so that we run those twice a day to help to sterilize, clean the air, clean the surface areas, just like what they're doing in bigger cities and in big grocery stores, just to try to help people feel safe. We also have a Pilates room. This is the room that sustained the most damage with the tornado. That window was busted out, and this entire room was it looked like a tornado had hit it. And so when it all got fixed up and cleaned up, we used, I decided to invest the stimulus money we were able to get as a family, and I invested heavily into Pilates, trying to diversify the offerings that we had here at the studio in an effort to grow the business, because the group classes weren't cutting it. People weren't coming back. So I thought focusing on single, privates, and small group sessions would be the best bet to help to sustain this business over long term. It's still very early yet. I'm still hopeful that would help. You'll see that in my application, I've asked to help offset our monthly cost. If you could, that would be awesome. Right now, we are looking at 4 to 6 weeks left of operating before I'm out of the loan money. We did qualify for an EIDL loan. I put it in the application, and we're almost out of money there. We did not qualify for the PPP loan forgiveness, and that's because it is me here. I'm the only one here that's full-time, and the rest of my teachers, before COVID, I had 28 teachers. Now I have 9. They're all contractors. So the studio itself wasn't eligible for the forgivable loan portion. So we have about 4, if I'm really lucky, 6 weeks left of cash reserves on hand. And so any monthly help or any help that you could give would definitely help us to stay in line and hopefully beat this virus. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to hear from you soon.